Okay, in this video, we're going to demonstrate how to do a simple symmetrical encryption in Kali Linux using openssl. So to know more about openssl, that will be discussed in different topic about secure socket layer. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Linux command, so the Linux command that will be used in this tutorial are the following. It will be provided with example. So start up your virtual machine, open VirtualBox, and then this will be the interface of VirtualBox. Okay, to start with the basic Linux commands, so we open the terminal here, or you can search here. Just type terminal. Okay, so in this case, we already opened the terminal. Okay, so this is the Linux interface for the terminal. So let's say if I type ls, so it shows our directory listing. ls is for listing or show directory. Okay, so let's say we want to show the current directory we're working on, pwd. So currently we're in the home Kali or in the root directory. So let's say let's enter desktop. So we can just simply type cd followed by the directory name. Okay. Take note that Linux terminal is case sensitive. So if I type cd desktop, it produces an error because desktop is capital D. So cd desktop. Okay, so if I type pwd, our current directory now is home Kali desktop. Okay, so let's create a file that we will use later on. So I will go back to this one. So for now, if you want to clear your screen, so you can just type clear, or you can type Control L. So in this case, I'm gonna type clear. Okay, so it clears your screen. So let's go now to the basic encryption. Okay, so now that the terminal is open, let's try to type openssl version. Openssl version. Sorry, SSL is one word. Version. Okay, so let's see what are the type of cipher commands that openssl has. So go to number 3. So we can just type openssl list followed by dash cipher dash command. So there's no space between cipher and dash. So just press enter. Okay. So these are the common SSL cipher commands. So are you familiar? We're familiar with AES, but these are some of the other encryption. So we're not going to discuss that. We're going to be using one of the encryption command here. Okay, for us to start creating or encrypting a file, so we can create a file and enter any text. So there's two ways to do that. We can do that using Explorer, or we can use Nano, the text editor. So using Explorer, we can just simply let me hide this first. Right click and create a document or empty file. So let's just call it test. So we can double click test, and this is text, and save it. So now if we go to our terminal, so let me clear it again. So I'll just type ls. So you see now we have a file named test. So similarly, we can create a file using the nano command. So I'll just type nano. Okay, so it opens an editor. So I can just type here, this is another text. Okay, you notice here below, we have here, let me open my magnifier. Sorry, I'm using dual so magnifier so that you can see clearly. So going back to the emulator here. So you notice here, these are the commands. So this can be accessed using control key. So if you notice, if we exit, so we need to exit in order to save. So we just type control X, save modified buffer. So we type Y or yes, and enter the file name. So let's just name it test2. Okay. So let's view the content again of the directory. Again, it's using ls command. So we just type ls. Okay, now we have test and test2. So if you want to open the content of the file, you don't have to open the Explorer. So this is what we call the Explorer mode, the GUI mode. So test2, test. Normally we just double click here and we can see it here. So in the terminal, Linux terminal, you can just view the content of this one using the cat command. So where is it? This is here. Cat followed by the file name. So in this case, our file name is test and test2. So I can just type cat test. So it shows the content of the file. So I can do also for cat test2. Alright. So again, let's clear and let's open list, open SSL. Okay, if this one appears, just press the forward key so that you don't have to type everything. Alright, so in this case, we will be using the AES 128CBC. I'll explain what is CBC. There's two type of cipher. We call this encoding or encryption. So now, so let's remember AES 128CBC. So let me clear that again. And we will be using the test file to be encrypted. Okay, so go to step number 5. So let's type openssl encryption. The command is openssl encryption. The cipher type, format, okay, followed by in, followed by the file name that you want to encrypt, followed by dash out, followed by the file you want, the destination of the encrypted file. So in this case, we will do enc dash aes dash 256 dash cbc dash, the format is base 64 for 64-bit encryption, dash n, followed by the file name test. Let me move this. Okay, so test is the file name, or you can use test2 if you want, space followed by dash out, and let's create a name for our destination. Let's just call it test ENC, or the encrypted text. Okay, so remember that in a symmetrical encryption, there should be a shared key. There's only one key required that will be shared by the sender and the receiver. So the moment you press enter here, it will ask you for the encryption password or the shared key. So in this case, I will just type 1, 2, wait, is my numlock on? Hold on first. I need to know if my numlock is on. Okay, it's on. So here I'll use the password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you need to verify the password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it could be any password or key that you want. Okay. Let's see first ls. Okay. Now we have the test encryption there. We use the cat command to view it. Test enc. Okay. So now remember the content of test is, this is a text. So the encrypted one is this one. Okay, so how do we decrypt that? Assuming that um, the receiver got this, so they don't know how to decrypt this because you need to provide them with the decryption key or the passphrase study, which is 12345. So to decrypt this using openssl, so let's clear that screen again. So let's just type openssl ENC, okay, and then the cipher type. So the cipher type that we use study is AES dash 256 dash CBC followed by dash D or decrypt. The format that we use is base 64 followed by in, and then the file name that we're going to decrypt. So in this case, we have test. What was the file name? ENC. Okay, let me take a look at it first. Cipher type AES256 CBC. Oh, sorry, our base 64 is missing the dash here. So now it will ask for you to enter the password that was used to encrypt the file. So in our case, 12345. Okay, so now it shows the decrypted text, which is this is a text. Okay, so do the same thing again and try it for S2. So in the next, there will be several videos again, which is the RSA encryption, which requires public keys and private key.